We have our survivors in the house, and in the suit, and on my far left is Kote. Kote is a Premier League referee, and he has a story to tell about that day. And on his right is Emmanuel Aite, who is a driver, and he has his story from Aveno to share with us. And I'm going to start first of all with you, Mr. Kote. Tell us what happened just before the disaster that occurred. What were you doing? Where were you? And just give us a story.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think yesterday was exactly the day.
The Wednesday.
Wednesday. I went in for a match at Cape Coast between great astronomers and Midiama. After the match, it started raining, so we all boarded the car to Circle. I'm from Pram. That's where I teach. So, getting to Circle, we're 3 in number: Isaka Afo, the middleman, Kwesi Brobe, assistant 1, me being the assistant 2.
All referees.
All referees. Very well. Kwesi Brobe got down at Dansoman. So we had to continue because Isaka is coming from Teshi. So we all alighted at New Plant Station. I then went in for my trotro to Tema. In the trotro, we were about 8. We're waiting for passengers to come. But we realized that no, people were not coming, so we asked the driver to move. We'll be paying the other debts. Now getting to the interchange, we saw a pool of water just flowing. And if you're using these small cars, these saloon cars, no, you cannot be found inside. Now getting down, because you cannot go forward, the cars are stacked right under the interchange. So man has to get down and look for the nearest place. Getting to the nearest place was the commercial bank or the Gulf filling station. But when you get down, the water is almost, let me say, above your chest.
Wow.
I got down, struggled through the water, the pool of water, to the Gulf filling station. When I got there was a spillage of oil all over the water. We don't know where it was coming from by then.
And this was what time?
I got down at 8:39.
In the night?
Yes, in the night. And that was also the last time I called my wife and told her, I'm at Circle. So I'll be coming home very soon. I was there 2.5 hours. Now I was standing in between the two uprights of what they used in selling the petrol. And you cannot stand within 3 minutes, 5 minutes, your leg itches you, so you have to, start scratching yourself.
Why?
Was it itchy or was
itchy,
burning?
Yes. It was
Burning
it was
to the point that it was
itching.
itchy?
You cannot stand in the oil. You can never stand in. Well, we were there and the water was flowing towards Accra. So with around 11:30, there was fire from nowhere, like a gunshot.
You had an explosion?
Well, I say explosion. From nowhere, gunshot.
How many of you were there at that time?
My brother, if I'm not telling lies, we're more than 100.
So it was like packed?
Packed. And people were in taxis, private cars, and this trotro. There was a trotro 207 there, which I even had a chance of cracking jokes with some of the drivers.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So when the fire came, by then I was having my referee's uniform and stuff. My sister, my brother, that's a struggle for your life. There's nothing you can do than to pass through. If you have to pass through, so be it.
Was the fire coming from Accra?
Very well.
Towards the station?
Yes. It was like a gunshot, so you can understand how a gunshot, and boom, and we're there.
So it just hit you like that, or?
Just hit me.
It just hit you?
Yes. And so I only have to struggle for life.
So what did you do at the point?
I had to swim in between the fire and then water. So you can imagine swimming between fire and water. Water kills, fire kills. You see me today, as I smile to you, I wish you had some of my pictures, just to show. I'm very grateful to tell people what God has done for me. I used to say that it is only the living God who has taken this far. Now, when I came out from the water, I didn't get easy at all. I was like a mad person. So I walked from Circle to Osu, the family house, where I was just moving and I go home for me to be seen. Then it took me to Kolebu the next day. It has not been easy.
Okay, let's hold you right there, and we'll get back to you, Mr. Aite, pretty shortly. But we have some very graphic pictures from the day. If you watched television June 3, 2015, I know you know what I'm talking about. So it's early morning, viewer discretion is advised. But yeah, these are some memories from last year, June 3rd. Okay, so let's continue the conversation. But quickly, just before we move on to how you ended up at the hospital, let me get his story as well. Mr. Aite, what's your story?
I closed from the work at 4 o'clock from AO Transport.
Your driver.
Yes. Okay. And when I reached the house, I made my mind to go and fetch water, putting bucket on the rain to fetch water.
Where's your house?
Yes.
Avenue.
Okay.
Okay.
So I fetched the water, I put it down. So I found something to eat. So I said, oh, I'm going to sleep. So I was on the bed about 8 o'clock going. So I hear that there is a water on my hair. So I make like this to remove the water from my hair. So I wake up from the bed and stand up to go and find something to go and put it there to save the water from leaking from the east. So I go down like this, and I saw that the water is on my hair.
Knee level already?
Yes, it's on my nails. So I made my mind not to come out, but to climb up the ceiling to go and hide myself over there.
Yeah.
So all the TV, everything is on the river. So if I don't make smarter, I cannot climb up because if you make like this, then you stop you on the water again. So I forced to climb the sill. And so about 8 o'clock going, then I called my brother, the one sitting outside over there, to call the Nadborn people to come and help me. Because I was there for 8:39. The water is on the level of coming out from the window, the doors, and everywhere.
Wow.
And you were stuck up there?
Up over there.
Were you alone in the house?
We are only two.
Okay. You and your brother?
Yes.
If there were children in that house?
I don't know what will happen. Because I climb up. If I put my hand into the water like this, it is on the level of the water like this.
Even though you were on top?
Up.
Wow. What next? What happened again? So you called your brother to get Nadborn?
I called my brother to call Nadborn people. They said, oh, we are coming, we are coming, we are coming, we are coming. Since 8 o'clock to midnight, morning 4 o'clock.
They were still coming?
Nothing.
Wow.
Like I made my mind to break the ceiling to pass through that place too. I cannot. So I used the phone to call him. Then the phone fell into the water.
Oh, boy.
No way.
What was going through your mind when the phone entered the water?
I say, oh, not. I say, oh, this is the end of my life. So, like, I make my mind to break the ceiling, the roofing sheet, then pass through there, go and sit on the top. But I can't do. So I was bending like this.
And the water was
Was it
coming?
the slates or the ceiling?
Ceiling.
The ceiling itself, so wooden?
I have never made the ceiling, but just the wooden.
Yeah.
The wooden,
structure.
yeah.
The wires and everything?
Yes.
Were you not afraid that if the water hits those cables...
They
it
off
will-
the
it will-
light.
Ah, the light also went off.
Yeah, yes. So I bend like this from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock because I cannot stretch myself.
Wow.
So I bend like this from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock.
It's a serious
before the
drill.
water stopped.
What was going through? Were you praying? Were you singing? How were you keeping yourself motivated?
I was there listening to a voice that when it comes like this, I let them know, they'll shout. Insona Bafomo, Insona Bafomo. So I'm just listening to them.
So these were people outside who
Yes.
were kind of giving you alerts.
Yes, yes. They went outside and stand on the street. So they are looking for the rain to draw a little. So on 3:30 to 4, no, they started going.
Did you sleep?
No, the whole day.
Were you scared?
Yes.
So how did your rescue happen?
They don't come.
And so what, you managed now to get down, you
Yes,
fell down
yes,
into the
yes,
water?
Yes.
And waded your way out of the water?
Yes.
How did you do it? Tell us about it. How did you get down from up there?
I hold the stick and climb it from the window and jump down. This is how I do.
And then when you came out of the house, describe the scene. What did you see outside?
Everything is spoiled. Everything. The water is inside my room. My everything, I cannot get even a one shirt to wear. Everything.
Let me come back to you, referee. Kote. So you said that the moment the fire started coming your way, you now had to fall into the water. And then how did your rescue happen as well? Because I heard you ended up at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. That's what she said.
Yes, I was at Kolebu.
How did you get to Kolebu? Who
Yeah.
got you out of the water?
You know, as we were there was the pool of water which was passing. You can't even walk through, as I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, that it's only by God's grace. I don't want to say something as if I'm bragging, because if you are to see the pictures, those who are dead, and it cannot be, you cannot believe this. So I passed through by His grace. I wouldn't say, oh, I know how to swim. Like somebody say, oh, he's a good swimmer. No. It's not about being a good swimmer. It's
What was it about for
being
you?
saved by God. That's the long and short of us.
So I just am interested. I want to know exactly how you got out of the water. So was it some good Samaritan that got you out of the
No,
place,
in
or
fact,
you found your way out of there?
I had to
Kolebu
struggle,
by
you know,
yourself?
by just throwing my hands in the water. Anywhere.
Developed that swimming skills, there and then.
No, I have nothing like swimming skills or something.
So it was a miracle.
It was a miracle. It's
It
only
was
God
a
who took
miracle.
me through.
Listen, Ref, so you said before you were communicating with your wife.
Very well.
When you were in the water, what happened to your phone?
Very well. Nice story to tell. It's funny, though, because
His phone fell into the water and he said, yeah, I'm dead.
everything
What about
of
you?
mine were in my bag. And that very day too, I went to cash in all my money from my bank. I use ATM. That's all. When I get to Accra, maybe, when we get there early at Circle, I'll buy certain things to the house for the kids also. And everything is gone. My uniform, my money, my phones. Wow.
Well,
So at that point, communication with family,
No,
was
yes.
lost.
So when I go home, in the family house, it was in the morning that I called her. One funny thing was it was blackout too. So she didn't have the chance of even watching telly, listening to radio. So she knows, oh, maybe when I get to Circle, I'll come. Because I've been traveling sometimes 11 o'clock, 12, getting home. So she was expecting me to come around that time. And she was not, people were calling her, we have not heard from your husband. What is going on? He said, oh, I called 9 o'clock. So he knows. So around 4:35, I called her. I'm at home. I'll call you back. I used somebody's phone to call. So he said, okay, fine. So she was just in the house thinking that, oh. So 4 o'clock, when I go home with my sister and then the husband, to see me in bandages.
in bandages? Tell me, what kind of injuries did you have? Why were you in bandages?
In fact, my hair got bent, my face, this part of my body.
Is that you on the screen?
Very well. You can imagine, just watch the first one. In fact, I give credit to my wife. I'm from the right side.
This is you?
Yeah, this is me.
Wow.
Yes.
You were that badly bent?
Very bad.
This is the fire floating on top of the water.
Yes.
Heat.
I tell you. Yes, these were the guys I went to the referee with.
This is you?
This is me. And my brother, how bad you feel when people visit you and the whole your soul is smelling.
How long did it take to heal? Because you don't look like you were that bad.
Yes, that's what people are asking.
Yes.
It's only by God's grace. I don't want to say.
So how long did it take to heal?
It took me 2 months.
2 months.
Were you just at home resting?
Yes, I was at home resting because my education officers visited me and said, no, the situation is too bad.
Because you're a teacher too?
Yes.
Okay.
And my refereeing officers also visited me in numbers, friends, said, no, this situation is too bad. So stay at home.
So for how long did you stay at home? You recovered in 2 months, you say, and
Yeah,
then
actually.
and then you went back to work
Yes.
immediately after that.
Yes.
Mr. Ite, how about you? You were a driver. You lost everything in your house. You said everything was in the water.
Yes.
When you managed to get out of the house, what happened next? You said NADBO never came.
I used the same uniform I used to sleep. No, I used it to the working place.
Oh, you went back to work the following day?
Yes. Asking permission from them, they didn't.
Where did you work back then?
At OA Transport,
Okay.
opposite.
All right. They said they were not going to give you permission.
They say they to their own is also the same thing, so I should help them to spread the water from the place. So they didn't give me permission.
So what was your next line of action? What did you do?
So I said to them they should give me two T-shirts so that I will use it to change myself.
Yeah, because you were in your sleeping clothes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They said they didn't. They didn't give me.
So what happened?
So I used it to close it on the about 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And came to the house and go and see my bladder. He gave me another shirt to wear it. So I called some people, the Kaya people, to come and wash my clothes for me.
Or you were able to salvage some of the stuff?
Yes. So they wash it for me. So I used that one.
Do you still live in the same area where the flood happened?
Yes.
When it rains now, how do you feel?
First, when they have never removed this thing from the gutters, when it rains more now, it return back to the small gutters they have moved it over there. Then it comes back to my place. But now, it wasn't so again.
They've cleared the gutter.
Yes.
And you don't get scared that should it rain again like it did last year?
I know how to
Same
swim.
could happen. Now you've learned to swim.
No, I know how to swim.
Oh, you know how to swim?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm not afraid.
You're not afraid anymore. Why didn't you swim the first time?
Because that one is very, 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 very distinct. So I cannot. Because when you fell into the gutter, you fell into the your own room, no?
Yeah, your own
you
room.
cannot come out.
You can't come out.
And you don't have a place
The
to
doors
go.
were locked and all of that. Let me take you back to your company, the transport company. So what's the situation with them now? Are you still working for them?
No, so I left the place.
Because they didn't give you the T-shirts?
Yes.
How has your life been
Yes.
since that time?
Nothing.
You've not worked? How long were you working with OA for?
3 years.
Okay.
No, it's a the people making the T-shirt and this thing, toilet roll and the rest.
Okay.
Called Veroni.
Okay.
Veroni. We are opposite OA Transport. They are Chinese people.
Okay. So you're
I
working
work with them
them
with
now?
3 years.
Okay.
3 years.
Okay, so just clarify this. You work with OA for 3 years. Is that what you say?
No.
Veroni.
Veroni for
You
3
work-
years. We are opposite
Okay.
OA
Oh, okay.
Transport.
Oh, so
Okay.
you were not working for OA
No,
Transport?
no,
Oh,
no.
You're
you
working for
were-
a Chinese company.
Yes.
Okay.
We are
Oh.
opposite OA.
Okay, so thanks for that clarification.
So you've
yes.
left. You were there as a driver.
Yes.
So you left Veroni.
Yes.
Because they didn't really look after
Yes,
you.
yes.
And now you don't do anything for yourself.
No.
So how do you survive?
No. I'm now with Hexagon.
Okay. What do they do?
Paint.
Okay. So
Okay,
you
and
drive
what do
for
you
them
do
as
there?
well?
You drive?
Yes.
Still drive?
Okay.
Yes.
Are you bitter against NADMO for not helping you?
Even I went there when they say they are sharing Vuno mattress, small student mattress, and blanket. I wonder they didn't give me.
Why not?
They say they have come to the town to roll their names. So I wasn't there before they
The
came.
list, yeah.
So my name is not in their register. So they didn't.
So have you had any support from anybody
Nothing.
since the day of the flood?
Nothing.
How does that make you feel?
I feel normal.
What do you mean? When you say
Well,
you feel normal?
yes.
Because nobody helped you. So why do you feel that
So
way?
you struggle to come to your normal position again. Nobody helped me.
Mr. Kote,
Yes.
what happened whilst in hospital? Did you get any form of support to take care of hospital bills, medications, and
Yeah.
what have you?
I had a chance of getting some funds from the government as it gave. Then, despite, and also some from the GFA, also from my Ghana Education Service.
Okay,
That
so
is my
the
district.
GFA and Ghana Education Service, because you are affiliated to
Very
them.
well.
But you remember that President Mahama announced a certain amount of money to be, given in the form of support for victims
Yeah, I
of
had some.
other disaster.
I had some.
So
I
you
had
got
some.
your share.
Yeah.
How much money are we talking about here?
I think I've forgotten the amount, but I had some.
It
So
took
your
care of
medical-
your
yes.
bills, your medical bills.
Well, everything was taken care of while in hospital.
Earlier on, I was paying. Earlier on, I started paying before later on they said we should bring all the receipts. Now, you bring some of the receipts to you may not get them because you go and buy certain things, you are in a hurry to see to yourself that most of them were with my wife and my sister because almost all the time they were going to buy the things to bring. So even got to a time I didn't even know that certain things were brought. So I bought them before one of the nurses told me, why are you going? I said, I'm going to buy the things. And he said, oh, those things are brought. So you're not supposed to buy them. I said, okay, thank God. So some of the things were catered for.
Okay.
Yes, I can say.
All right. So, well, let us remind us that we're having that conversation, recalling events that led to the 2015 June 3rd twin disaster, the floods, the fire that took several lives. What are your survival stories? If you have any to share, well, move them all to our social media platforms, including WhatsApp, which is 0288 500 600. We know as well that there was a 5-member committee that was put in place, Kafui, by the president when this all happened. I know that, I said yesterday because I hadn't heard anything until yesterday that there were some recommendations, made by this committee, and it'll be interesting to find out if indeed that we have been able to follow through with these recommendations of we have come, and I also know that this week I think the AMA has still been giving out some monies to some victims as well. It'll be interesting to be finding out exactly how far we've gone with all of the things that were promised, and the most important thing for me is how we are able to ensure that it doesn't happen again.
Let us just remind ourselves of who actually supposed to have caused this explosion, because a man was claimed to have been smoking around the grounds of the June 3rd flood and fire disaster, and he's been accused of causing the deadly blast. So this is what the committee which investigated the twin disaster came up with. They said one man called Setofori actually sparked the fire with his cigarette that was dropped into some flame, some fuel. According to the report, Mr. Ofori failed to completely put out his cigarette, and hence he sparked the blast when the naked fire got in contact with the rainwater mixed with leaked fuel from the Goyle filling station. So this is what the chairman of the committee, Justice Isaac Delali Dose, said at a press briefing a few months back. So that was supposed to have been the cause of the accident, but whatever the cause is, your lives were changed very much by this. Mr. Ite, so in your mind, did you dream about this event? You don't have any memories, you don't have any bad dreams about the flood? Nothing. You've been able to take it out of your mind.
Yes.
How have you been able to do? Because some people, till today, they still think about
even when it drizzles,
yes.
you know, some tell us.
Because I'm staying in the same place, so I have nothing to do.
Have you thought about relocating?
Yes.
You want to move?
I wanted to move, but I'm looking at 2 or 3 things.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 or 3 things
Like what?
My child is at Accra Poly.
Your child?
Yes.
Okay.
To the other ones to are learning work. So I want when they finish, they'll
Then you
know
can
what
move.
to do.
Okay. So it's family considerations. You are
Yes.
thinking about your children.
Yes.
You need to be near them.
Yes.
But when it happens, when do they finish school and when do they finish learning?
This
the work?
year.
This year?
Yes.
So God willing, you move.
Yes.
Where would you like to go? Far away from the water, hopefully.
Oh, you're used to the water because you can swim.
Oh, I've been there for long. I've been there for long.
How long have you been at Tafeno?
About 50 years.
50? You've been at Tafeno for 50 years. The
Yes.
same area or
Yes.
the same area?
The same area.
Was this the west? Was that the west
This
flood?
is the west.
The worst one.
How many? If you can count, how many times has the place flooded seriously? Maybe not to this level. but-
Only this one, but it has been coming.
Does it usually come into the room?
Yes.
It comes
but-
into the room.
Yes, but this one is west. And this one is west.
And so what? After every season,
Every 4 years, 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Every 4 years.
You have a very serious flood
Yes.
every
Flood.
4
But when
years.
it wanted to come like that, so it started from 4 o'clock or 2 o'clock going.
In the morning.
Yeah,
Early-
afternoon.
In the afternoon, okay.
4, 2, 3, 4 going, If you don't stop at 6 o'clock, no, it will come.
So that is the way you can sense.
Yes.
Is that what happened last year also? Did this
The
rain
same
start
thing, the same thing,
Okay.
the same
Around
thing.
4 p.m. it started
4
raining.
p.m., yes.
And once it doesn't stop after 2-3 hours, you have to get
Then-
ready.
Yes.
so you've kind of psyched yourself up. Like you've gotten used to the fact that every 4 years you get to experience this, and so as and when it comes, you can deal with it.
Yes. So you make preparation for that.
How do you prepare
Wow.
for a flood like that?
You watch from 2 o'clock to that, from 4 years going, you watch it. So when it trades like that, things which are very important, you put it in the high
High ground. High
ground
up.
of the
Okay.
building
Okay.
and pack it at the place where the water cannot reach.
And this is how the people in the area behave. They put their things up.
So many people have done so.
So if the last serious one was 2015, so by your calculations, there will be a serious one again in what, 2019?
It will not come again.
It won't come again. We bind it or what? It won't come
It will
again.
not,
All right.
maybe.
Maybe, yeah. But by the
Maybe.
calculation,
It will not come
it
again.
won't come again. Mr. Kote,
My brother.
how has your life changed after this event? Because those pictures are terrible, and I can't even believe that you're the same person. How has your life changed
Very
following
well.
this twin disaster? Because you were at the heart of the place.
I always tell my fellow brothers and sisters that each one has something to do for God. Maybe you can sing, drum, sweep the chapel, or even dance in church. I'm an organist. Maybe that's what I'm doing. So I have something more to add to. or to do it better than that. That's why I'm still living. So I tell people, the way you can praise your God, do it and do it better. Yes, because I've seen that God is real.
Has it affected you emotionally, in terms of your psyche? Do you think about it? Do you reflect?
One advantage I have got over this is when the incident occurred, after coming out of the water, I had a blast, and I turned and looked at it once. So I didn't watch it the second time. So when I saw on UTV, they were showing people who were dead. Excuse me, after 2 days, 3 days. I was like, oh, it's like Accra's folk has scored a goal and people are jubilating. You don't see the goal, but because people are jubilating, you're also jubilating. So they only came to capture after the water has killed the people. But what happened is exactly they didn't get a chance to. That's what I tell people.
And you were there?
I was there. And you know one funny thing? When I was going to the hospital, people call and they tell you, and the fire started from the Goil filling station and a whole lot. Then I tell people that, I wish I can get a chance to talk to any of the radio stations to tell them that it's a lie.
What was the story? Because you were there.
Yes. The fire started 200 meters from the place I was.
Towards Accra?
From Accra.
From Accra?
Yes.
Ahead?
Ahead.
Up the one-way street?
Yes.
Okay.
So if it's coming from there, now you're saying, because the water is flowing towards the Accra. And so wherever the water is flowing, that is where the oil or the diesel will be. So whatever sparkle or started the fire, that one I cannot see.
So what you're saying, the fire happened up?
Up.
As if you're going towards Accra.
Very well.
But the water was flowing from Circle towards Accra.
Yes.
So the water flowed to meet the fire.
Yes.
That is what you're saying.
Yeah. Because on top of the fire, the water was the diesel and the petrol. And you know the diesel cannot...
Water definitely is heavier.
Very well. So it floats on it.
It floats on it. So...
so the water went with the fuel, and the fuel met the fire, and that was the conflagration.
You see fire on top of water. Wow. It was like a film, but it's real.
You know, and what were you thinking? Because, you know, usually when the fires happen, we're told that it's water that is used to, you know, quench it. Yes. And then now you see water, fire, and it's just raging on.
You realize that this is life and death, so you don't even think about that area.
At that spur of the moment,
yes.
You're not even thinking.
Because I met friends, loved ones at the hospital, and you ask yourself, were these people also there? Because you see some people's own. In fact, somebody got into the water. He said he dived in under the water. For the doctor to check his back, and the whole body had to peel into the doctor's hand. So, wow, for the first time I've ever seen. People had their legs, nails and things, stretching their
so various degrees of injury.
Seriously.
Various degrees.
Seriously.
Wow.
Was it a sound? I'm just trying to imagine the sound. Were people screaming, or what was happening?
Yes, this is a question I didn't want to answer, but I have to answer. My brother, the only thing here is a loud shout behind you. You don't hear the person. What is the meaning? The person is gone. That is it.
A loud scream, and that's it.
And that is all.
So as you were under the water, you were touching all of these bodies.
By then they were not dead yet.
Okay.
It was like we were struggling for life. So you're passing through. The water waves was also carrying me wherever it has to carry me. So it was by God's grace I got to the other end. Yes.
And for you, it has deepened your faith in God because you believe that.
Yes, that is what I can tell my fellow brothers and sisters. That in fact, it's not easy.
Okay.
It's real. It's real.
Referee Kote,
yeah.
Let's quickly take some news updates from around the world. When we come back, I'll find out from you from where you sit and your observations, your own observations, if indeed that you think that we had learned any lessons at all Okay, so that question, think about it when we come back. So the world right now in 60 seconds.
The dollar tied a 2-week low against the yen, weighed down by ongoing uncertainty over whether the U.S. Federal Reserve would raise interest rates soon. China Vice Finance Minister Zhu Guangyao says China and the United States should open up their markets to each other and increase policy coordination and cooperation. The U.S. Federal Reserve should communicate better with China and financial markets on its interest rate decisions. China's Vice Finance Minister says noting U.S. monetary policy has a major impact on the global economy. President Barack Obama says the decision to direct public schools to allow transgender students to use the bathrooms of their choice was based on the law and the best interest of the children.
Right, this is GH1 TV across the world on gh1tv.com. Our guests are here. It's a referee, Kote and Mr. Emmanuel Aite. They are survivors of the twin disasters that occurred a year ago. Your messages are coming in, 0288 500 600. Felix Amwaku in Brekum says, good morning. It's a sorrowful situation, and I'm asking what the government and NADMO are doing to help those who live in those areas that are prone to floods. And Mr. Aite lives in an area which was quite prone to flooding. And have you seen any government support, any NADMO help in your area? Where exactly in Aveno are you, sir?
At the back of the toilet.
At the back of the toilets? Okay. No help at all?
Nothing.
Do you have a community association where, or an assemblyman or your MP? What does your MP say? Who is your MP for the area?
MP is Nana Ahmed Atta.
Nana Ahmed Atta, yes. He's your MP.
Yes.
When the disaster happened, did he come over to your area?
I have never seen him.
You've never seen him. Have you tried to? Has he got an office in the constituency?
No, he didn't. He haven't have anything.
So no word from your MP. How about your assemblyman?
The assemblyman too is there.
What
What
action?
does he say?
Yeah, what does he say? What
He
was his
goes around
response?
and greet people. That's all.
He goes around greeting people. No response to you.
Nothing. Going around and greeting people.
And Kafui asked that question, how that makes you feel, and you said nothing. Really, as you speak now, I can tell that you're definitely not happy.
Oh, I'm happy because you don't have any app and you don't put your face on somebody. So you have to watch yourself how to do.
So you've closed your mind away
Yes.
from them.
If help won't come, I still have to survive.
Yes.
But what were you expecting any help from the MP, from the assemblyman, from the people in the area? As a member of the community, you've been there for 50 years. That's
Yes.
half a century. People must know you in that community.
All of them know me.
Yeah.
You could even pass for an MP yourself.
But you're not disappointed because you're not expecting anything from them. That's pretty sad. I mean,
It is.
if we so if NADMO were to come there to your community today, what will you tell NADMO?
I went there. I went to their office and show myself to them. They say, oh, go and form a queue.
Where?
Bubuashi, Okankwe, North Condition.
So did you join the queue?
I am on the work. I don't have time to join the queue. I don't have time.
And what were you supposed to get in that queue? They say you could join the queue and do what?
They have a form a queue on the mouth of the gate. So many people. But they went to the houses and write the name. And I wasn't there before they came.
Okay. So
my
are
name
you
is not being
aware?
right.
Are you aware of some of the people in your area who got help from NADMO and the government agencies?
Many people. But some of them from North Condition. And they are not among. But they reach there early. They form the queue.
Oh, so people who are not in your community,
They give them
they came and entered.
student mattress.
With the burns, with those of you who ended up in the hospital, for instance, I know that the NADMO had that collaboration with the hospitals. So then the hospital would have to let them know how many people they had seen, so they can be sure of, the rights list and who really need help. You know, usually when things like this happen, you find a few, people kind of, join in just so they can benefit. I believe these are some of the precautions that they were trying to take. But indeed, listening to Mr. Aite, I think it's a sad situation to know that you definitely know that nothing was going to come out of there, so you've closed your mind. Just like that. Well, I don't know, but if we have on the line now the safety experts, we've been trying to raise somebody online to see exactly how that we're doing. As all of us, we know that safety, or public safety, let me put it that way, is a shared responsibility. But are the systems in place to ensure that we all safe should this happen again? So that's a question that we put out to you. What do you think? Do you think that we've learned enough lessons? Do you think that should the rains start heavily as it did June 3 last year, we're going to be safe, all of us as a people, and not to have this tragedy occur again? So I was asking that question early on. From your own observation, from where you sit, do you think that we have really learned lessons?
Yes, we have learned, but not to its fullest.
Explain further.
Because, the one in charge who has to destroy or demolish the buildings which are on the waterways will have to be hated. You realize that he's doing his work. But in doing his work, he has to offend some people, definitely. So, to me, they need to understand one another. That's what I can say for now.
Do you see another June 3 happening? Or you think that we have enough measures in place to prevent this from happening again? A lot of things were promised. The dredging of the Odor, a lot of things that were promised by the city authorities to ensure that should it happen again, we won't see what we saw last year. Do you think that we have done well enough in that direction?
Yeah, I think they've started something. So
what have you seen?
I saw the dredging of the Odor. Yes. When I saw it, I said, okay, fine. Then it means that at least they've started something. So since they started something, definitely they have made a headway.
Will that be enough to minimize the recurrence?
I think everything's in the care of the government.
It's been 1 year. My question exactly, but I think we've been joined by a third victim.
You're watching GH1 TV live around the world on gh1tv.com. We've now been joined by Mr. Alex Mensah. He's a survivor of the June 3 disaster. Alex, good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I know it's painful for you because terrible things happened last year. But can you just tell us exactly where you were on the day of the fire and the flood, Alex? I know it's to be tough.
I want to speak to you.
Yes, go ahead.
If I told me a revenue, and a one I'm a talk, I dare me to food and I do want to not make up a talk or you inside your filling station. Into all the Masona, a year you might a Luduko Accra. It's only Bano and I cocoa share inside the one. Say a tea and anchor. Into minute for year 8, make count 9 and I cocoa share inside the one. Into the one side on Sulu Betty, a Betty science, a Betty science. Into na be maybe, will maybe no feeling say me explore so market inside the one. Into woman in a back me no or Baba. It's not said woman a brand name of Bonam Kofan be share inside or not. Me drive any back car or be a grisano, a greasy oil inside one. The canna she inside it, and I'm Kofan a better move. It's now woman a certain about say 8:30 to 9. Woman a say accommodate to a show in Sunny can be show by say 3 o'clock. Into Madame didn't bread be share inside and I'm Madame. And I'm going my bread in back say. On Bejana young one at the channel with the bread musicano. Ama, mine. No, my no damasi. It is soon near dinner, so market no inside no. A chilo say no gate in a boot. It's not cook plastic wine that may be no Sudani. Timisan could be the blair. Mine and some fan can't bread no one in the manner. And enyina etika nti e bompa ese nso ne tia na ye ko nti na ne ba na yare be ma no be se me ti raincoat na me she raincoat green one tete ni bi na workers na e wo hono no obi wo night but no mind na tade ese wona me me yi na me she na raincoat green one tete ba ko na me ro de she mind ne ba se na no popo na o yare ni ti no me ro de she no
Okay.
nti e we inside the house nti car no so about nti sen free car no mind they went men free movie nti free car no and I ko share inside or filling station or supermarket one
Okay.
nti afia she was na ma light off afi generator no so ye adwuma so akate off because of you know adia of gofa
The generator went off. Okay.
and I share inside one so no main road na overhead no main road no hon so na no odin nti ho na abu afa filling station one.
So the water level was really high around that time.
Satan beda ya say
Got you, okay.
Nti ya adwen sesere nsu na ayede no na yesuro nti petrol no so na ewo tank no wo fom no nsu no afra ama sese ama unnemu na ujirem ko na wo hyehyew because petrol no diesel nyina ayi ne ho wo
So water had mixed with the petrol at the filling station.
It
mixed up. Okay. I feel like I'm in church
nti
now.
ma wo hyehyew nti ya adwen san ke be free filling station wo no makọ na mu ye du main road no se de ho na yiri no obi dia homutie beje mu nsu na twen kra de ukọ odo no nti esensu ye san be share inside.
So they were afraid to get to the main road because the pressure was so high and it was taking people away. Okay.
Nti anche ye ko share inside obi wa fi ye tie ne se eja ebo.
Okay, so there was fire coming.
Enya sem ko to adam pa cho nya be pi bedu gate na no. Na eje na so mu se mfam. Nti so mi mu mitini.
So the fire burned you really all around your head.
Ti mi ti eni me nti me hye saa nti me kese udi mi ka pempem machines na esisi wo no upim nipa na wasole ukunsu na senso because of oil no tank na ofom ti no diesel na petrol no onnom ko mu kise
inhaling petrol, diesel, and there was heat and fire.
Na me person makoma akra enti na kam you because na me hye dodo me hye
in so much pain, burned.
Nti na ma na me ko pie tank no so na ba kusi wa fuel esim reservoir esi wo no filling tanker petrol tanker ni bi nti eno na me ko pie so na blast ye no.
And then the tanker exploded and threw him off onto another side of the road. Yeah. So he walked home. If you were him, you walked all the way from Circle to La Paz.
First 2 weeks in the first 3 days in there, the parents no pay scale. Mom will come say 14,000. To receipt in Nampo,
14,000. The first few days, the bills came to 14,000.
And I think government so far.
So government are far.
No far. There be after no day, ye 20 after no 3 days in there. And I say government announced say,
okay,
or more again, she okay. Omefa, or more cano. Into any day. To me, the hospitals are for 6 months, 2 weeks. Okay.
So this is what he looks like, Mr. Alex Mensah.
We have that
before the
hospital
explosion.
And
that's you in the hospital. How do you feel now?
Yes.
So his children couldn't recognize him when they saw him. 3 children, they don't recognize him. They couldn't recognize him.
Grace ko tran on sa anti ni ma me so do mo ban pai bo ni adade on kakran kra sa reference na yakopɔ adoma o ka de ato mo chom penini wo 10 years na do this no wo 6 na do this no so 4 years.
He's asking if the government is helping.
Mo ben na aban e dia ma so far.
Tin say ndura no no mo frɛ
ndura
mba chon ai no mo
if you last year asem ni see ndura
na adwuma so me driver ni
o mo frɛ wo da
me ko ho me bae no me ko me ho no mo na mo say this me in particular say me ka o mo ahihye no nti me di bi so e bae ni 37 de ne bae nti me ti kuku asen so de bia me ko no ma na mo say o me frɛ me nti ana me man so bi ha school fees na ade no so do mo nya nti na de bia 2 weeks bia no me ko ha o mo so me frɛ me na ma san foka na me ko 2 weeks ba mo so me frɛ me na.
So I've been asking, well, I was asking what kind of support that he received from government, and he's telling me that he'd been going there like severally every 2 weeks, he said, right? And anytime that he went there, he was told that he would be called, that they would get back to him, but they never called, and he always had to go. So it was a back and forth until yesterday when they gave him a phone call. It's a normal friend, normal sitting, normal be amount. Sika sen normal demand. 100 Ghana cedis. For transportation, now they could do one and say
100 million old currency.
Okay, 1 million.
100 million.
That's 10,000.
Old currency.
No, as in 1,000 Ghana cedis.
1,000 is 10 million.
10 million.
Old 100 million. It's 10,000.
That is 10,000.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's a normal amount. Says it's a normal year for then hospital bills now to it here, no.
And the end of one for no, I'm a man. We don't so much of my yeah. Beginning of crime, economic so more a woman. Any moment, can I make a picture another the course? You know, you won't mind me to add cancer means here. School fees now, didn't know. Now, me home a pomocho one other the anti in 1 year in
one would have thrown
AMA for me.
AMA. Okay, so yes, the AMA called yesterday, and then he was presented with check amount and say cash. A cash, yeah, a cash amount of 10,000 Ghana cedis.
So do you work now?
Oh, he's saying the 1 year in the saying Minya car and baby man so will be a mammy.
So what will you do with this money? 10,000?
See, answer question. Now, ye me no. Now, Mitina Casadana. Ye say, Nana, ya bandage me. Mitino. For best 4 months in the say, until last week, you know, and I'm costing until now me call dressing 2 times a week. And also me and Missika, and I say, I so throw in Drumame. Never yes, car, and to dream in minutes. Uncle Part of my marriage senka, and never on a crime and I'm there.
And then our family will push your phone. How do they feel about what happened to you?
And then yes, I'm going to one. I do once among for some again. I do once me disca or the blue crank. Uncle Part of my crime and baby, I'm Koji and so on. Malcotia.
Do you blame anybody? Who blame you be for this accident? Do you blame anybody?
They say beginning Nankazana, go a Honorable Nankazano, a leaky for a Janet name fee filling station, but now tank never formal. Now, I don't know a leaky in Sweeney Friday into a Janet a fee. A new careful more than a bar. A trizy bar because of said food and only or you know, Nantiaco, a Janet trizy if you want a bar. Station.
So he's just kind of affirming the story that you told us exactly how it happened, that the fire didn't start from the oil filling station, that came from elsewhere. Yes. But see, Kanana Yebisa said they're importing now what they buy.
Since my wife found a black spot last by 2 months now, I will be one to no small fees here. In Tinako pardon, Pesay said, me Cabosa Crab Boy, when in school fees and between the Akana. Wife and
Okay, so he's thinking about setting up his wife, who also lost her job. You know, was it last 2 years on?
2 months.
2 months ago, yes. A trader at the Obra Sports area. But he's also still, you know, seeking medical attention. What hospital still, me boy?
Me check up.
In Tekronim we, or Tinukronim we.
I'm not sending bandage in Tekaka to a busy young couple of first. Me, I said, at the end of the same Tuesday.
Let me ask you this question. Do you look at your old photos? Who share? Ask me. Do you look at your old? You look at yourself in the mirror?
Yeah, who when you watch more.
But they know so. I never post what I say. Ma, yanku powder ma. Me worry to say me piku na say me tikam ku na say madam me ko dressing. Me tikam so bi hu me on person better me nchen. Only say can I your mansa. Intena me wura ho me but they know. Me kind of sound to me one na me tiase na ana amayesi na me nkasa makon woni bitimu de me di masida e me nyankopon because later on me no mo ho no baby so masine workers na nkasa o mo bufu e no dey me no munya na way inside any carpet for boys na door for 9 into about base 20 something no say ni pani nyina no me bi say we are here yesi na mo da 37 me bi say we are here yesi police hospital yesi police no mu nyina wu amini yesi eyi mi a na me so mawu into me tiase sa no me nim de ma yema nyankopon a meti ase ntia na bibisa na me werɛ ho me mani hu me awerɛho ni nya no ma san kai de nyankopon ayema me ameda so tiase da de me press makoma ente na me wu se de me hye a manwu a meti ase opon de ma ye nya no me de ase de ma werɛ de nyankopon se o ma meti ase ntia ni awerɛ chichi a me wu a sisi a me de na because me nam lolo kwan so sisi akwana And yes, I'm in fact texting, so sometimes it's not.
Only Sika for dropping. So he's just basically telling us how grateful he is to God, because it turns out of all the people that he was there with, they all passed.
Nobody survived.
And he's the only one that survived. And the sad twist is the fact that when he's on the commercial transport, people do not want to sit close to him, and that makes him feel sad. Kind of saying,
and the beginning, I sent him. Now, if you want to say, my man, Saturday move, yes, and no more school. You move school. In soon be form school, school by Christian Methodist.
Oh, premature.
And he, school, or move, you know, after you do a bina, we are meeting so that they're not into Mukotina La Paz. It happens in some school from Monaca or Bano, and on also the solar matching 5 o'clock. A Bechamia, some when you read Bechamia Corntina. In plans will finish school, I am home. It is not understand more if you be a operation 4 times now.
Why operation 4 times?
And when you miss it, and you will come in, you miss it, and a year, then Sunday.
Wow. So I was asking, because we were told that he had wanted to commit suicide at a point, and he said that was true because then he just thought that the whole world had turned against him. The kids were supposed to be in school, finding money for them to continue their education was a problem, and the kind of stigma that he was experiencing as well. And he talks about how that he's undergone 4 surgeries. Yes. So
taking some skin off his thigh.
So you got that one.
Yeah, I did.
Yes. Then I'm more catch up surgeries. My mama, I wish she say, to me, I'm kind of saying, yeah. So bet me with that them one.
Oh, Yanko pardon say me nyabu afu na so bobo me na say. Because me na mu nyama for say me ti so mu say South Africa na say abuchina na dia.
Plastic surgery.
O met me ayefu from me. Nti me pa bo nyane say e bia e be ko dua na akoma na bia. Because me ankasa de me ni mu o be bia me ankasa na say me busu afo o mu diske go me kan say o mo yema me. Ti mpa na me bo say e be ko bia akoma na na mo so a.
Okay.
And then mo bia ma bay e be ko bia akoma na bia no so.
All right. So that's Alex Mensah, who has joined referee Kote and Mr. Emmanuel Aite, survivors of June 3. We want to hear from NADMO. So we had an interview with Benjamin Seidu. He's an AMA and NADMO coordinator. Let's find out what their position is, and then we wrap up this conversation with our June 3 survivors. This is GH1 TV. Benjamin Seidu up next.
Really, the payment is made in badges. Now, those who lost, they are victims, that the dead ones, they were paid, and at the moment, today as we speak, those who were affected in a way, they came to the office, we invited them, those who registered. That is why I was surprised, that if you are a victim and you are registered, you were kept at the hospital for some time, you have your name with AMA at the same time with the hospital, so you come for your compensation. And today we continue paying them. So I'm asking the public that if you know you are a victim and you registered your name, come to AMA. When you come to AMA and really you register with AMA, you'll be given something.
Why has the Assembly kept this information to its chest? Because the evidence here indicates that many of these victims do not know that the Assembly is engaging in such an exercise. You remember those who were even asked, all of them kept mentioning non-state actors who have intervened.
I am happy one of the victims here mentioned that they asked him to come tomorrow. He was there today. I personally saw him. He was there. Now the payment, like I told you, is in badges. So he is going for his tomorrow. Now they gave her their contact numbers. It is through these contact numbers that we call them. You know how it is. If you made it known publicly, some people may even go there who are not victims. So when we got their contact numbers, we always contact them on their contact numbers. So they come to assemble for the payment. That is how the procedure is. If we will give them, we announce it in a FM, whatever it is. A lot of people take this advantage, come to the office, and they register. Meanwhile, they're not victims.
On the contrary, there is the suggestion that if you did this in the open, then those of us who were victims can identify ourselves and be able to fish out X who was not a victim but who wants to take advantage of the system. How do you respond to that?
Oh, that can't be 100% correct like what you are suggesting. So we'll have some shortcomings. People, you know how people are. They will find their ways and then to claim them to be victims. Meanwhile, they're not victims. So we are dealing with the victims who registered and give them their contact numbers. It's through this contact number we call them and come to the office. So that has been the procedure. So I am still appealing that if you know you are affected, come to AMA. Let's see that if you are registered, even if you are not registered, we'll see what we'll do.
Okay, so that was Benjamin Seidu, AMA and NADMO coordinator, talking about some distribution of some money and some support. And we're going to wrap up this conversation now. So we're going to start first of all with Mr. Aite. Well, he said some money is being distributed. Appears to be some help, but you didn't get any help from NADMO. We want to know what if you can speak to NADMO today or AMA or the authorities, what will you tell them? You can look into the camera there and speak to them. You can speak in tree if you want.
Mita makama ke o meni wo ya avino amma mo tun kome ni odo ba lo fen keti shi amesa me replace le back eku wo ka fa ku se be ko na he ko ni ba nye chunke ya ka na ba kumu na fa lo keti amesa me ma le back wo ka no ko be ko na he ko ni ba nye chunke ya no ka manya me wa wo ko ni na kan gba ma kwa me ha wo ya ka me mamochu na me ke chi fa na abu no do ba kumu sha me replace the back wo e ko benefit ba anya chu okay ya.
All right.
Okay, so I think that what Mr. Aite is trying to say is that some houses on the waterways that were pulled down have come back again, have been erected again. So they want the authorities to take care of that so that it doesn't happen again should it rain as heavy as it did last year, June 3rd. Yes.
Ref Kote, what are your final words?
To NADMO, what I'll say is I'll plead with them. They should go back to their records, especially those who went to the hospital, so that they see to them. Because as my brother is saying, I didn't get a call. Maybe if today or now they will call me, I don't know. Yes, and then let me add this. Let me thank my wife for being grateful. Because as my brother said, I also go home for my 3 kids to run away from me. So you can imagine. Thanks so much for putting me on your media, for people to see what God has done for us. That's what I can say for now.
Alex, who will be
Then person will catch it.
Dear 2 men, what may you make film? It has 11 Meradi, and I'm Bessie Mamma 40 say, maybe one more, or any more see it in so many years.
Okay, so he's just being grateful to God and encouraging all of us to serve that God because indeed he is a living God. He saved him from this. I kind of saying, "See, can't the amount? No benyanka. You be who be back can one man answer full send one a year."
Yeah, because it's coming so crown. A cow more seem to take.
You can't even shop on when you're free.
A dime council on my. Some could see. Maybe come and make me there.
Okay. I just want to know, are his kids still scared of him?
Oh, man, almost roll still.
Oh, is it Uncle Party? But kitchen woman anyone and our kitchen is still on by 2 in front of more.
Oma who says, Oma Papa.
They hug you and everything.
Yeah, so the kids are now getting used to him now and are no longer scared.
All right. Thank you. Alex, thank you very much. Mr. Kote, thank you. Mr. Aite, thank you very much. That's our story of the June 3 survivors. What's your story? You can send it to us by email, by WhatsApp, by social media. This is GH1 TV. We're going to go into the world of sports. If you know somebody who is a talented footballer, this could be his opportunity. And then we're also looking at Healthy You, prostate cancer, as well as NX, brought to you by AJ in collaboration with MTN.
Indeed, but just before that, let's read a few of your messages in relation to this conversation. So, from Volta Region, Stephen says that we are not safe in Ghana. We're not doing anything to save ourselves. That's what you think. I really feel for these guys. God have mercy on us all. I sometimes close my eyes and I feel and imagine what these survivors went through during the fire incident. And it's from Banana Inn, Yusuf from Banana Inn. Kaf, do you have some more messages?
That's it for now. Seriously, well, Ghana is kind of a safe place to live. How can you tell such a person after seeing him to go and bring particulars? Why? Was he going for a driver's license? God help us all. And on that note, we want to say thank you. This has been Hard Talk. Still to come, a lot more. Healthy You, NX, and then the prostate cancer conversation, and talent hunting right here on GH1 TV.